Hello, pirates.
And poets.
Welcome to our very first video ever and our first Patreon video. We want to take a second and tell you about Patreon. Patreon is very similar to Kickstarter with one big difference. Kickstarter is designed for big projects that last a certain amount of time, like making an album or making a movie.
And Patreon is more for a long-term thing. Things like songwriter shows and podcasts and things like that we're doing. So that's the whole goal.
Yes, we're excited to do this, and we hope it will help us meet our goals and to continue to grow the whole Pirates and Poets concept. I started Pirates and Poets back in the fall of 2010 with the goal of supporting and promoting independent songwriters.
And we also tried to promote Gulf Coast lifestyle every day.
Every day, all the fun we have. And we accomplish these goals through several different ways. First off, we have the Pirates and Poets Songwriter Invitational, which is held each February in Port Aransas. That was the first thing we did with Pirates and Poets, and for a couple of years it was the only thing we did.
And then we started having a songwriter show every third Wednesday of the month at T-Bone Tom's in Kemah, Texas.
Yes, hosted by Jerry Diaz and made possible by our good friend Barry Terrell and the staff at T-Bone Tom's. So that takes up 11 months out of the year right there. We're also at Party Girl every January, the songwriter show on Sunday there. And then last November, we started the podcast. We have a lot of fun with the podcast. We talk about what it's like to live and play out here on the Gulf Coast.
Play more than live.
Yeah, play more than live. That's right. We play music from all the independent musicians that we work with, and we also do a lot of interviews. We really enjoy those interviews. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, we do a handful of house concerts every year.
We do.
And that equals out to between 65 and 75 podcasts or live events that we put on each and every year.
And that's a lot.
It is a lot.
So.
And it costs money to do that.
But that being said, we want to do a lot more.
We want to do more, and we want to do it better.
And that's where you come in, the people. And, we definitely appreciate all of your current support and the support of all the musicians and the people we work with. We work with some great people, but we do need more, and we need the help. So,
yes, we love y'all, but we need your help.
I will tell you now, the base cost per month for what we do is about $75 a month. And I can tell you, at this point, all of that money comes out of John Boy's pocket. So we're trying to find an option to help us out that's going to help everyone and to continue what we're doing and to promote and, see growth in what we do. So
yes, that $75 pays for the website, it pays for the hosting for the podcast, it pays for the email list, and a couple of other little ongoing costs like that.
And that doesn't even cover any gas or food or equipment costs or anything else that we need or do either. So
that's right.
So.
And right now we have one goal with this Patreon right now, and that is to start meeting our monthly expenses and hopefully to eventually start exceeding our monthly expenses, which will allow us to do even more for you guys, the fans, and the independent musicians that you love. Once we start exceeding our expenses every month, then we can start building up a bank, and that bank will allow us to do lots of great things.
And things like, helping out musicians when they come through. A lot of out-of-state musicians have come through and played for us at house concerts. Matt Hoggett, Dennis McCoggy, the Detentions. Well, they're not actually from out of state, but that's okay for us. And then Paul Roush. We've had several house concerts, and we always hope for the best. But because it is a house concert and typically outside, we have weather issues. And sometimes we don't meet what, we try to cover for these guys. So either they eat that expense or we try to help them out. And we always try to help them out. So that's one reason we want to have a little bit of a bank there. So
yes, and sometimes gigs fall through. Everything's supposed to be right, and all of a sudden 2 days before a gig, find out it's not going to happen. The musician's out the money. If we can have a little bit of money squirreled away, that's money we can, pass on to the musicians if something happens and they need a hotel room suddenly or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. So, and we also want to be able to do things for our podcast listeners, the people from the Gulf Coast and for the musicians, like I said, that, we work with. So.
Yes, having that bank would allow us to upgrade our equipment as we need to provide better podcasts and maybe even more videos for you guys. And also, equipment breaks, cords go out, stuff like that. So that's just another unexpected expense that sometimes pops up as we're trying to help out these musicians and provide you guys with good entertainment.
And there's a couple things we would like to do too. In the future, we'd like to create an app, for Pirates and Poets.
Yes,
to give you better information.
For iPhone and Android, it would really help us in communicating with you and make it a lot easier for some of you less technologically inclined people to get to the podcast.
Yeah, and also we would like to see Pirates and Poets brought to some new towns across the Gulf Coast.
Yes.
So
up and down I-10, maybe even past.
And maybe in the long term to put on a full-blown music festival, not just a music or a songwriter invitational, but a full-blown music festival. So that's a long-term goal, though.
Yes, and your contributions through Patreon to us can help build that bank, help us support the musicians, do new stuff, fun stuff. No contribution is too small, but it does take your help to make these ideas of ours go forward.
And this is where you come in, because we kind of want you to be our boss. We want you to help us out to, help these other people and do everything that we do. Through, small contributions is all it takes. We can continue in advance in what we're already started with Pirates and Poets. So.
For years, we've jokingly called our good friend Jerry Diaz El Jefe. You can all be El Jefe.
You can all be El Jefe.
Yes. You guys probably didn't know it, but for several months we've had a PayPal button on our website where folks could make donations to support us. Kind of a front runner of this Patreon idea. But it was pretty hard to find and not really easy to use. Plus, we had no way to give back to you. Through the Patreon system, we've set up a series of rewards, different levels based on how much you can give us. And depending on how much money you care to donate to Pirates and Poets on any given month, you get a different reward.
So basically, your monthly contribution will get you special advantages that the other, Pirates and Poets followers won't have. We're not talking about a lot. We're talking $5, $10, $20 a month. Now, the good thing about Patreon is that you can manage how much you want to help us with. Let's say it's been a good month and you want to say, okay, I'll give $10 this month, but something comes up, you might have a bad month or you might have a hot date and something's going on and you need the extra money. Well, you can drop it back to $5. That's your choice. And you have that opportunity and that ability to make those changes as you want to. So it's not like you're locked in with anything at all. So.
Yes, that's the really great thing about Patreon. It puts a lot of power in your hands to donate as much as you feel that you can every month, and that number can easily be changed every month, like Earl said. That's a very important part. If you go to our Patreon website, which we're going to give you that address in just a minute, you can see the different levels of rewards. $1, $5, $10, and $20 a month are the reward levels for us, and we have lots of great rewards for you. The people who donate the most will get tickets to the Pirates and Poets Songwriter Invitational in Port Aransas. That's just one of the many great rewards that are available to all of y'all. Earl, tell them where they can find us.
You can actually go to patreon.com/Pirates and Poets. It's that simple.
That easy. And we're also going to have a really big link on the Pirates and Poets website as well.
Yes.
So. And as we wind up this video, I just want to say thank you to everybody who has supported Pirates and Poets. It's been almost 5 years now that I've been doing this with the help of Earl, our good buddy Dennis, Jerry Diaz, everybody at T-Bone Tom's, and everybody at Raylene Rum.
Raylene Rum.
Raylene Rum. Yes. Always remember, when you're in Kemah, eat at T-Bone Tom's and drink Raylene Rum.
There you go.
But again, thank all of y'all for your support. Thank the musicians who have worked with us and taught us a lot over the years. Pirates and Poets is growing every month. Every month we pick up a few new followers, and they're really excited about what we're doing. We want to keep that going. We want to make it happen faster, and your support will make that possible.
And, like we said before, we need your help and support. And if it weren't for you, we wouldn't be here doing this work that we love and, spending the time we are doing what we do.
Yes, we do love doing this. We do it for you. We do it for the musicians. We hope that you'll consider supporting us through Patreon. And just remember, when you support Pirates and Poets, you're supporting the musicians and songwriters that we all love.
That's right.
Thank you much, and we'll see y'all soon.
Thank you.